What's going on out there, ladies and gentlemen of the world? This is another episode of Tru Uncut. I am your host, Jerm So Tru.
This is Ari D.
That's my lovely co-host, Ari D. And what we're going to do today, we're going to kick off the new year with some good things for you. First and foremost, we want to talk about relationships and dating. You know, we see a lot of things on social media and things like that. We see a lot of things around. We hear a lot of people talking, you know, whether it be coffee talk, barbershop talk, and they always talking about different problems that they have with relationships. What we want to do here today is we want to give you a little bit of an education on some different things, maybe, you know, to do differently, maybe to ensure that you have a better dating life in 2017. So, the first point we want to just highlight first and foremost is, what is the difference between dating and it being in a relationship?
Well, dating for me is a time where you can gain an understanding of a person. It's your time where you can fill out the person to see if they're compatible with you, to see if you guys have the same goals, aspirations, same wants in life, to see if maybe you're on the same page in life, to see if maybe your personalities are the same or similar, or if there's somebody that you can grow with. I think that dating is also a time where you can learn a little bit more about yourself, to see what kind of men or women that you might like.
So a relationship, you said, was what?
So that's with dating. A relationship, I think, that's when you're stepping into more of a commitment. Like, a relationship to me is more of you saying, okay, I'm specifically choosing you. I'm no longer going to date. I'm no longer going to play the field. I'm just going to choose you. I'm going to look at you as somebody that I plan on building with.
Mm-hmm. Okay, to highlight a couple of points that we want to highlight here about dating and relationships. I agree with your overall points about both. Because I think dating is more or less the trial period. When you go through something and you get in something, like, so if you go through and you get, for example, I do things with football sometimes, so I get like an NFL game pass. So with NFL game pass, they give you a 7-day trial period, a trial period in order for you to try it out. So that you try it and see if you like it, and then from there they give you how much it is. So I think of dating as the trial period in order for you and that person to be able to figure out if this is what you and that person are really interested in want to do. I think the biggest thing that people confuse about dating and relationships is this. When you're dating a person, it doesn't matter what other extracurricular activities that you're doing necessarily while dating. However, if you and that person have a certain understanding, that makes things different. So it really is about the verbiage that we use when we and how clear and honest we are with each other when we say we are dating a person. You can't be dating and then get mad at a person for talking to another person, because if you don't highlight the fact that you would be more comfortable with only talking to just that one person, or you would be more comfortable if that person only talked to one person, I think that would be an issue that not only we constantly and continually will see, but clarity makes a lot of these things a lot harder.
Very true. With dating and with relationships, it has to be open communication.
Mm-hmm.
With dating, it could be a little bit of a shaky ground. If you're dating multiple people, I think it's very, like, you have to be respectful to the people that you're dating. I think you should be able to tell that person, I mean, since you really don't have any ties with that person, honestly, say, hey, by the way, I am dating someone else. So at least that other person, because a lot of times on the female perspective, if we're dating a male and we're feeling you, sometimes we have the tendency to throw all our eggs into just your basket. Mm-hmm. We will do that. And even if we don't verbally say, you know what, I like you more than everybody else I'm talking to, we'll slowly start to cut those men off. Mm-hmm. And then we'll subconsciously expect the same thing from you. Rather, and we need to not do that. And men aren't like that at all. Mm-hmm. Men, when you guys decide that you want to be completely committed to a woman, you'll let us know. Until you verbally said that to us, then you guys are still playing the field, which is okay, which is understandable, because we're not committed. But as long as you stay open with communication, saying, you know what, I do want you to know I am talking to other people, then as a woman, I can't get upset with you. But at least tell me that so I can know that I can go ahead and also talk to other people too. A lot of times that's where the disconnect goes.
I agree with that. I think that the biggest thing is being in a relationship is kind of like having a job. You only get what you put into it, so you only get the compensation from it. If you put conscious effort into it, conscious effort meaning you know, I'm thinking about, okay, how can I make this situation comfortable for the both of us? Or how can I make this more comfortable for me or for her, whatever the case is. You're basically making an effort to basically get something out of what you're going for. You go to a job every day to get a paycheck. So when you have a relationship, you're going forward with a person in hopes to be more than maybe just somebody who I can sleep with, somebody I can talk to, somebody I can share a meal with. You're looking to share more than that with that person.
Agreed. It's levels to this.
So it's basically a situation where you say, how many people look at it and value a relationship as a job? Because you know the first thing that they say? First thing they say, and this is something that I was told by an older school guy before. He said, do you ever quit a job without having another job lined up? Now, asking that question, if you think about it in dating, or in a relationship, 9 out of 10 times you probably wouldn't want to do that because you end up in situations where you're basically ass out.
And you're compromised.
So, as we say this is where love and respect and things like that play into factor. Because the more you care about a person, a little bit longer that it takes you to be able to get over some of the things that are going on. Get over maybe the hurdle that you had to get over to even really break up with this person. Because more than anything, it's more of a mental or emotional hurdle that allowed you to not be able to just break off with this person, because every relationship has a roller coaster effect. There are valleys, there are high points, and that's just part of it. So I think the biggest thing we need to understand, just to close this particular segment about this, is when we are referring to a relationship and when we're referring to dating, understand that the clarity and the words in which you speak are really what makes the situation what it is to both parties, not just one. So if you say that you want to date a person, say that you want to date that person, but say you want to exclusively date that person, meaning that you just want to officially be the only person that they're dating and vice versa. Don't say, oh, we just going to go out on dates.
Okay. And women need to be about their word. Because a lot of times as females, and I've done this before in the past, we'll play a big game. We'll talk a big game. We'll say, you know what, yeah, do what you want to do. We're only dating. It doesn't matter. But the moment we find out you're dating someone else besides us, it's a problem. So you have to be equally minded with the person that you're dating. You can't expect the person that you're dating to do something that, that you're not do something that you're doing yourself. So if you know that you're dating multiple men, don't get in your feelings when you realize that the man that you're with is also dating multiple women, because we like to do that, and I have noticed it. So,
And then just tying up real quick, relationships are just like a job. You only get what you put in. You only get out what you put in. So if you don't go to work this week, you don't get paid this week. If you don't work, you don't eat.
And somebody always waiting to take your position.
Exactly. Because there are always open applications.
Always taking applications.
And the difference is we have to always understand that what we did to get that job sometimes is the same thing that we need to do in order for us to keep the job.
Yes.